What if the biggest thing holding you back online right now isn't a lack of knowledge, but the fact that you're still doing everything yourself? Think about that for a second. While you're spending hours hunting for leads, researching competitors, posting content, filling out forms, organizing spreadsheets, and jumping between dozens of browser tabs, what if all of that could be happening automatically in the background? That's exactly what got my attention about BrowserAgent. And honestly, when I first heard about it, I wasn't impressed. I've been around long enough to see hundreds of tools come and go. Every launch promises to save time. Every launch promises bigger results. Every launch claims to be the next big thing. Most of the time, it's just more noise. So naturally, I was skeptical. But after digging deeper into BrowserAgent, I realized this isn't trying to solve the same problem most software tools are solving. And that's what makes it interesting. You see, most tools today give you information. They generate content, they create reports, they provide suggestions, then they hand everything back to you and say, good luck. You still have to do the actual work. You still have to visit the websites. You still have to collect the data. You still have to organize everything. You still have to take action. Browser Agent takes a different approach. Instead of helping you plan the work, its entire purpose is helping you complete the work. And that's a huge difference. Let me explain. Think about your average workday. Maybe you start by looking for potential customers. Then you check a few competitor websites. Then you search for product ideas. Then you update some spreadsheets. Then you post content. Then you answer messages. Then you collect information from different websites. Before you know it, half the day is gone. You've been busy all day. But somehow it feels like you haven't really moved forward. I think we've all experienced that. The truth is, most online businesses aren't struggling because people don't know enough. Most people already know what needs to be done. The problem is finding enough time to actually do it all. And that's where Browser Agent comes into the picture. Imagine having a digital assistant working for you 24 hours a day. You tell it what you want. It opens websites, navigates pages, collects information, performs tasks, and delivers the results back to you. That's the idea behind Browser Agent. What really caught my attention wasn't some flashy feature. It was the practical side of it. Because let's be honest, nobody enjoys repetitive online work. Nobody wakes up excited to spend 3 hours gathering data. Nobody dreams about copying information into spreadsheets. Nobody loves manually repeating the same tasks over and over again. We do those things because we have to. But what if you didn't? What if your time could be spent on the bigger picture instead? That's where things start getting interesting. Imagine finishing work tonight, closing your laptop, going out for dinner, watching a movie, getting some sleep. And while you're doing all of that, work is still happening. Research is still being completed. Information is still being collected. Tasks are still moving forward. Then you wake up the next morning and everything is waiting for you. That changes the way you think about productivity. And honestly, that's probably the biggest appeal here because the most successful people online don't necessarily work harder than everyone else. They simply find ways to create leverage. They find ways to get more done without personally doing every single task themselves. That's exactly why automation has become such a huge topic recently. People are tired of spending all day doing repetitive work. They want systems. They want efficiency. They want their time back. And that's what Browser Agent is trying to provide. Now, who do I think this is best suited for? Honestly, quite a few different groups. Affiliate marketers who spend hours researching offers and competitors, agency owners constantly looking for leads and prospects, business owners monitoring their market, e-commerce sellers searching for opportunities, freelancers juggling multiple projects, even beginners who simply want to automate repetitive tasks. The common theme is simple. Everyone wants more time because time is the one resource you can never replace. And the older I get, the more I realize that time matters even more than money. Money can be earned back, time cannot. Another thing worth mentioning is the mental side of all this. Repetitive work doesn't just consume time, it consumes energy. Constantly switching between websites, constantly collecting information, constantly doing tasks that require attention but very little creativity. It drains you. You may not notice it immediately, but by the end of the day, You're exhausted. Not because the work was difficult, because it was repetitive. That's why automation can be so powerful, not because it eliminates work, but because it allows you to focus on the parts of your business that actually require your brain, the parts that create growth, the parts that create opportunities, the parts only you can do. And honestly, that's where the real value is. Now let's talk about the cost side of things. Because let's face it, a lot of automation tools today come with expensive monthly subscriptions. You sign up, then another payment arrives, then another, then another. Before long, you're spending hundreds every month on software alone. That's why BrowserAgent's pricing model is attracting attention. People look at it and immediately start asking themselves a simple question. If this saves me several hours every week, what's that worth? And that's really the calculation every buyer will make. At the end of the day, software isn't valuable because of features. It's valuable because of outcomes. It's valuable because of the time it saves, the opportunities it creates, the problems it removes. So after looking through everything, here's my final takeaway. Browser Agent isn't exciting because it's another software launch. It's exciting because it's focused on something every entrepreneur struggles with: too much work, too little time. The internet has created more opportunities than ever before, but it's also created more distractions and repetitive tasks than ever before. Browser Agent is designed to help close that gap, helping people spend less time doing manual work and more time focusing on what actually matters. Will it be perfect? Probably not. No software is. But if you're someone who's tired of repetitive tasks, tired of spending hours on work that feels like it should already be automated, and tired of feeling busy without feeling productive, then Browser Agent is definitely worth a closer look, because sometimes success isn't about working harder. Sometimes it's simply about finding a smarter way to get the work done. Before I finish, here's a quick look at the Browser Agent upgrades. The front end is Browser Agent Standard for $37. You get the core software, unlimited tasks, 500 plus ready-made missions, task scheduling, live task monitoring, and full training. OTO 1, DFY Empire, $197. Gives you done-for-you campaigns, leads, templates, and training so you can get results faster without setting everything up yourself. OTO 2, Agency Pro, $97, is for anyone wanting to offer services to clients. It includes a commercial license, white label branding, client accounts, reports, and proposal templates. OTO 3, Chain Builder Pro, $67, lets you connect tasks together into automated workflows so one completed task automatically triggers the next. OTO 4, Unlimited Ghost, $147, removes limits with 10 simultaneous workers, 24/7 cloud execution, bulk processing, advanced automation features, and API access. Choose the upgrades that match your goals, but for most users, the front end alone provides everything needed to get started.